the stars shine bright in the sky. You take the scales off the blinded eye. None could ever measure to you, Lord. You are the greatest. You make the stars shine bright in the sky. You take the scales off the blinded eye. None can ever measure to you, Lord. You are the greatest. You make the stars shine bright in the sky. You take the scales out the blinded eyes. None could ever measure to you, Lord. You are the greatest. You make the stars shine bright in the sky. You take the scales off the blinded eye. None could ever measure to you, Lord. You are the greatest. Jesus the greatest. You are Jesus the greatest. You're the greatest. Jesus the greatest.
Yeah. Thanks for playing, man. That was dope. I wanted on this episode to just give it a little more of an authentic feel.
Yeah.
In the sense of I wanted them to hear a glimpse. Obviously, that's just a small piece of what you're capable of. But it's a pleasure. How you doing?
I'm well, man. I'm feeling good. Like it's an honor to be here, seriously, on your platform, man. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you for saying yes. I know you are extremely busy.
Always glad to.
No. And I don't like glassing over this.
Right.
When I say my guest or whoever I'm doing any type of brand showcase or podcast with, when I tell you these individuals are busy, this is not this is not something just to sound cool. Most people say that they're busy,
Right.
but you're actually busy.
You know, I'm trying to stay busy, man. Like,
Yeah,
to be
well,
honest,
you don't have to try hard. Okay. Let's jump right into it.
Yeah,
man.
for sure.
This man needs no introduction, but he's gonna get one anyways. This is everybody's favorite music man, whether they know it or not. Kind heart, every somebody in Arizona and in many other areas of the country's gospel and contemporary music scenes have this man on speed dial.
Oh, wow.
Literally have this man on speed dial. Wow. He is the sound of authentic gospel and contemporary music, singer, organist extraordinaire, pianist, songwriter, producer, teacher, brother, father figure, friend, consultant, social work expert, philanthropist. That's why everybody got you on speed dial.
Gave me that title.
Philanthropist and man of character.
Man, wow.
If you didn't know, now you do. The one and the only Mr. George Johnson, also known as Jorge the Great.
Wow, man.
Welcome.
Yeah, it's an honor to be here, man. That's a lot to live up to. That's a lot to live up to.
What you mean it's a lot to live up to?
When you hear it on paper, it's like, my goodness.
This is who you are, man.
I'll own it, though. I'll own it.
This is who you are. I've known you. We've known each other since what? Because you seen me when we were small.
Yeah. I don't know if you even want me to go into that story. I'll spare you that, bro.
No. I hate it, but the audience, let the audience hear it, man.
You and that oversized guitar. Oh man, an 11-year-old. I think you had to be 11 or 12 years old, bro. Like,
Wow.
carrying that guitar.
That's how long this man has known me.
That's crazy.
I'm 33 now.
Wow. Okay. So then I don't know if I think we reconnected probably
09?
Yeah, that sounds about right. You were either a freshman or a
Sophomore in college. Yeah.
So
Yep. And that was when we were doing that live recording together, right?
Yeah. Yep. For Warren.
Wow.
Big whoa.
One of my first live recordings.
Yeah.
This man was on it. I think that may have been my second.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So 14, my math is probably way off, but probably 14, 15 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
man, well, much props to you. A lot of who I am has come from conversations and being able to look at you from afar and see how you operate and everything like that. So
that's an honor.
From my mouth to yours, man, a lot of what I am and what I've been able to build and am building comes from influences such as yourself. Wow. So
that's an honor, man. That's an honor. I'll just say that just to give some cheesy response, but that really is an honor to me, bro.
No, it's real, and I think people need to hear it, whether they click on the podcast or the brand showcase or not. Yeah. I like people to go back and be able to access real conversation, genuine relationship, and the importance of being intentional and being purposeful, because you don't know who's watching you. That's and you don't know what that is going to turn into. Yeah.
Facts.
You literally just came up with the story about 11-year-old me. It started off with an oversized guitar, but
look at where you are now.
This is awesome.
Yeah, man.
All right, let's jump into it, man.
Yes,
so, the goal of this showcase, if you will, is to show that music as a profession is a great tool, but not an end all. To illustrate how one can navigate being a great musician and artist, but also maintaining a stable life that creates value and a worthwhile future. So that's the point of this showcase.
I love it.
And you are the man to talk to. You are the man to talk to.
Okay.
Let's dig into it.
Yeah, let's do it.
So, first question is, what does making it in the music industry mean to you?
So the phrase "making it," the first thing that comes to mind really is success. When you're thinking about that phrase. And so I guess the question to me would be, what is success to me? And I would say that success is taking your gifts, your talents, your skills, whatever that you are blessed with, and using that to create opportunity for yourselves, using that to really foster change.
Yeah.
Like whether it be in the community, like, your church community, like I believe that whatever God gives to you, to use that, you use that for his kingdom, and I can give you the churchy response and be like, okay, well, I'm going to use my gifts to give God glory. Well, yeah, that's true. But but there are so many other, aspects of how we're supposed to utilize our gifts, you know, and sow into people, pour into people. So I think that success, or making it really for me, is as long as I'm using what God gave me and using it again to create, more opportunities, to foster that change, and really just to, I don't know, man, like I just want to use my gifts, bro, like to influence people, like in a positive way. So that to me is success, and making it.
That's real, and I think my generation, and the generation that's coming after me, because I'm now looking at musicians now like, oh, this is a young musician, and that's weird and
crazy.
Scary. Yeah. And because I'm looking at your generation, like y'all still young, but y'all ahead of me.
Yeah.
And I'm a little bit of the old guy now. It's kind of weird.
No, yeah, it is.
It's kind of weird. Like, we were just talking about a live recording that we did in 09.
09.
Okay.
Crazy.
Okay. So thank you for that explanation.
Yeah.
Because and we'll get deeper into it as the episode goes on.
Sure.
But that idea of making it is very blurry.
Yeah. It really
for a
is.
lot of people, especially in our industry.
Yeah.
And if it's blurry, then we start assigning fickle titles to what making it means. Hashtag tour life. Hashtag,
Yeah.
guitar first. Hashtag, the Grammys. Hashtag the Dove Awards. Not saying that these things are bad, but to put that as the goal,
Right.
it kind of, in my opinion, and to the definition that you just brought, it kind of outweighs in a negative way what is actually important. And like you said, it's using your gifts to not only create opportunity for yourself and to sustain your responsibilities, but to also create opportunities and change for those around you. So
It's so huge for me, man. Like, it's just important to me to see that piece of it is, people. I love to see folks, I guess, how do I say it, really the result of what I've sown into them, like from whatever my, musical gifts are. And not just the musical side of it, just in regular life, like other, professions. I don't know. I'm big on seeing people's, just the seed that's sown and let it grow, so.
Let's dig into the next one.
Yeah.
How did you get started in music?
So, man, that goes way back. So I've been doing music as long as I can remember. So it goes back to, I think the earliest memory that I have of it was maybe age 3-ish, to where I was beating on stuff. I think that's a lot of people's origin stories when it comes to how they got started. But just like humming little melodies and things like that. I would listen, obviously, like in church, to the choirs, the music, and it just always kind of caught my attention. And so I don't even know exactly when it happened, but I think my parents kind of saw that interest. So they kind of just fed into that. They were like, okay, well, let's get them a keyboard or whatever and see what happens. So I can remember like picking out little melodies that I would hear maybe like on TV commercials and things like that, or melodies that I may have heard in church. And so here I am trying to like replicate those on this little toy keyboard that my parents bought me. And so then they're like, okay, well, let's take it a step further. Like, let's get them maybe a larger keyboard. And eventually my mom had gotten a piano, and everything just kind of made sense to me. I would sing along, obviously, like when we were riding in the car, singing to songs and stuff.
So you started there and never looked back.
Yeah, man. It's been a long journey. But that's really, my parents, I probably credit them for getting me started.
So y'all heard it here first. That's the formula, parents. The formula.
Right.
That's the formula right there. You think I ain't going to look back on this episode?
Bruh,
yeah. That's the formula. Okay. How many different professions do you occupy? This is the important one, man.
Okay.
The people need to hear it.
So, I mean, within the world of music, there's so many,
Not just music.
Okay.
Not just music.
All right, I was going to say, music part is multifaceted, but I am in the human services field, bro. I've been in that world for, I'm probably going to date myself, but like over 20 years. So right now I work in child welfare. I can't say the word, but and I've been there in that field for 15 years.
Yeah.
And I don't know, that's always just been a passion of mine too. Like I mentioned earlier, like just to kind of see, when you're sowing seeds into people's lives, and just to see what can grow of that. And it doesn't have to just be, through the realm of music. Like it's something that, like if you have a gift or a knack for that, then why not just use it even in the secular
Yeah,
sector
and
too.
not only to you're diversified within the realm of your God-given abilities and passions, and that is what we preach all the time.
Right.
Is do not limit yourself to whatever it is that you most enjoy.
Right. Yeah, man.
There's so much more within the confines of what God has given you.
Yeah.
I mean, this being that is God is a musician.
Right.
But he's also a chemist. He's also a botanist. He's also a carpenter. He's all these things. He's also a psychologist, a doctor, counselor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when we don't see ourselves in that light and limit ourselves, which that's why I'm like, this question is super important. People need to hear, like, hey, I do this as well. I do that as well.
One thing that kind of drives me a little nuts sometimes is like for me to be put in a box in terms of like music. A lot of people call on me just for music, and that's okay because that's what they know me to do. But it's like, dude, I do so much more than just playing or singing. Like, there's a whole life outside of
I
church
even know
and playing.
spaces.
Like,
I even know spaces that just think that you just play the organ or you just play the piano or it's weird.
It is.
It's weird. Nevertheless, your gifts make room for you, and you're also being a steward to where you're occupying yourself. Whether people know what you're capable of, or because I don't think it's people's job to investigate and figure out what anyone is capable of. It's our responsibility to steward our gifts and represent. But that's important. So human services,
man, like social work, case management, whatever you want to call it. Like I just, that's
also managing people.
Yeah, and that's a huge part of it. So, and I think I probably do more management of adults than I do anything else in that profession. So
it's not a small feat.
No, absolutely not.
It's not for the weak.
It is not for the weak or the faint of heart, bro.
Man, okay. All right, let me dig through this. Thank you for that answer.
Yeah, sure.
What is your current assessment of the music profession in modern gospel and contemporary music?
Wow. I think when I think about just the music profession, let me just rip the Band-Aid off, bro.
Do it,
when
man.
It comes to,
do it.
I think there is great disparity when it comes to wages. On when you're talking the gospel versus contemporary.
You really going there?
Yeah, man. I was like,
go for it.
I don't know.
Go for it. That's what we're here for.
I don't want to spark up any controversy or anything like that. But you know what? If I don't know if it hits you.
Well, it's not controversy. You live in the space, so you.
It's been my experience, bro. Yes. So yeah, I mean, it's interesting how like on the gospel side of things, like there is such great expectation when it comes to like your skill or gifting,
intricacy.
You know what I mean. And there's just disparity. I don't want to.
Yeah, limited market.
It really is.
What would you say? I have my opinions on the reasons why. Well, what would you say the reasons for that is? The oversaturation of the market, yet the demand for high skill level.
Just a lack of value and appreciation, really, I think. I mean, and on one side there is appreciation, and so you see that
Yeah.
in the result of how you're compensated or even how you're treated.
Yeah.
Versus on the other side where it's like, okay, well, thank you for doing this, so we'll just kind of
Right.
give you the bare minimum, and but come back next week. But on the positive side of things, though, I do think that like looking at both gospel and the contemporary music scenes, like I think there's an appreciation for the art of it on both sides. I mean, it's changed, like it literally has evolved so much over the years. But I do think that there still is like great appreciation just for artistry.
Yeah, I don't think the appreciation for artistry suffers in any industry.
Yeah.
I think there are there's businessmen and businesswomen on both sides, and I think what musicians let's talk about the gospel side. What musicians do in terms of their business acumen on the gospel side, it sets us up for failure. I'll give you a small example. There is a very notable, a very notable conference that happens every summer.
Okay.
In the Pentecostal world, and at this particular conference, there are several hundreds, if you will, of industry gospel musicians at these conferences.
Right.
Maybe 5 to 10 of them are getting compensated in some way. I don't know if they've taken PTO from their normal jobs,
Right.
or they're there for a vacation, or they're there to get sewn into. But there's an influx of individuals there.
Right.
I don't know if it's to be seen on the video clips or to get some sort of, I don't know, social media following,
Right.
or what the intent behind it is, but I see that as the culture.
Yeah.
What is the purpose of it? Are we doing a live recording here?
Right.
Are we songwriting here? Are we producing music here? Or are we here to ooh and ah over the latest lick?
Unfortunately, it seems like the latter.
Okay. Okay. And I would receive that from you.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm just presenting to you what I see.
Yeah.
And with my, somewhat working level of business acumen.
Right.
Every place you go, I'm not saying you need to be paid everywhere you go.
Yeah.
I'm saying you need to be intentional, and there needs to be some type of reciprocal value being exchanged.
100%. 100%.
And my generation, from what I can see, don't make that a base requirement.
Yeah. And I think really a lot of that, again, is influenced by like this current culture. But I don't even know at what point like it was introduced to where it's like, well, let's just like there is no. It's kind of like you were saying, like what really is the motive? Like, can we be intentional about like why we're doing this? Like, what's the purpose? Are you getting value? So, and I don't know at what point like that shifted, because I think back in the day there was a point where it was like, okay, yeah, we're getting value out of this. There is an exchange that's taking place, but
well, I also think, and I'll move on to the next question. They're getting something out of it.
Yeah,
it's just, is what you're getting out of it actually valuable? And is it doing what you were talking about when you're talking about what is success?
Yeah.
Is it causing change? Is it sewing into your responsibilities? Is it creating a level of healthy influence? Is it doing those things?
right.
Now, if you're having fun, that's fine.
Yeah,
but fun is not going to move the envelope forward.
Absolutely not.
The pay rates, I'm not ever going to complain about the pay rates because I got 2 legs, 2 arms, and
right.
I'm going to get it regardless.
Yeah.
If I have to deliver pizzas, I'm going to make sure that I handle my responsibilities.
I respect that.
However, I have a responsibility to my industry.
100%.
And I can't complain about pay rates if what my actions are doing are not sewing into that being changed.
Right. I love that. And I agree 100%.
And we've been having this conversation, not me and you in particular, but about this industry for the better part of, half a century now.
Right.
And not much has changed. Hopefully, more conversations like this and creative ways of garnering a certain level of healthy influence will make a change for that type of stuff.
Absolutely.
But, okay. All right. Thank you for your answer.
No problem, man. No problem.
I was encouraged. I was on the freeway coming here today, and a younger musician called me out of the blue. I hadn't talked to him for a very long time, but I think he's seen me riding on the freeway, and he told me he was talking to me about an issue that he had getting paid during a jazz festival or something like that. I think he did some tech work or whatever and didn't get paid. It was like a handshake agreement, stuff that happens all the time. Stuff that happens all the time. And he called me and he was like, I just wanted to talk to you about it because I know people wouldn't treat you like that.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, well, I'm glad you would think that hasn't happened to me before. But we're getting somewhere slowly. Like someone can look to you and be like, okay, well, that's someone that I can actually look to that may not be afraid.
Yeah.
May not be afraid to cause some sort of positive change.
Wow.
And I feel like individuals like yourself would be someone, and we've had conversations in the past.
Yeah.
I've walked out of, I don't know if you've maybe a couple times we walked out of concerts and people not pay us and stuff.
I think maybe a few times that's going down, bro.
Yeah.
That's happened a few times, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, but you learn from it and you grow.
Surely learn, yeah.
Okay. Just for the purposes of the listeners, okay? All right. How many gospel / worship or contemporary artists have you either recorded with that you can remember or shared a stage with in your time as a musician?
Oh my goodness.
Give me an approximate number, because sometimes people just they'll look at a post and oh, he's just talking,
right? Man, I have done work with, I'm going to say like over 50 different artists. And some of those are local and then some of those are nationally known or,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to just throw the number out 50 and I'm probably shortchanging myself on that.
I'm sure myself and dozens of others will give a much larger number than that. But this is the caliber of individual that we're sitting down talking with today. So this isn't just willy-nilly information that we're giving out. This is real valuable information about the space.
Man.
Yeah, I'm yeah.
Oh, man.
I can name at least 10.
I'm in my mind right now. I'm trying to go through like the majority of them. I don't want to get in trouble like name calling. But
we don't want to do.
But I've
you know what? There's this trend going on social media. Oh, you love social media and you hate it,
right?
So there's these gospel musicians, if you will, that of course they're doing what you do on social media. You make satire and stuff like that. And there's this one bit where he gets on the phone, he like talks like a gospel musician, bragging on themselves.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen that one? And I'm looking at this stuff, I'm like, Yeah, you hear that a lot, but making fun of it doesn't change it.
Right. Because it's
Making fun of it actually means that you've probably done that before.
Yeah. You're
So
an expert at
I
it.
hope that musician is looking at this, because I'm not scared of you. If you're making jokes about something, you probably have done it once or twice.
A few times, probably. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I'm on tour with such and such right now. Well, don't make fun of it. Make some solutions.
Yeah, seriously.
Anyways. It's kind of like your mama jokes. You know what I
right.
mean? I don't like playing the dozens, man, because somebody is eventually going to get hurt.
Yeah,
They're going to get their feelings hurt.
absolutely.
Like, don't do that.
There's some truth found in
We making
all of
jokes
that, right?
because we're insecure. You know? Anyways, I don't want to get too far into that. So somewhere around 50.
I'm going to say, yeah, somewhere around there.
Okay. Is it wise for musicians to aspire to be on the big stage? Is it wise?
Is it wise? I don't know if I want to say that it isn't wise. But then I don't know that I want to say that it is wise.
Because I was going to unpack the latter half of that question is it wise to aspire to be on the big stage with the current concept in mind? I'm talking about value, what the business market looks like, and so forth and so on. You know, the wormhole that is the industry, and you can get a big opportunity, and then life happens, and then you're back at home with needing an apartment and needing to get some health insurance for your yourself or your spouse, your child.
So I like that you said that. Let me start here. I don't think that there's anything wrong per se with wanting to be on the big stage. But it is going to cost you something. Yeah. Like, whether that just be time, I don't know, time away from your family, like there's going to be a cost. If the big stage, and let me just say this, it's not for everybody. Everybody's not meant to be on the big stage. Because even with that comes like great responsibility. There's a level of, vulnerability that you're going to have to put on display. Like, there's so many things that come with being on that platform. But I think if a younger person were to ask me that today, like, should I aspire to be on the big stage? I think my response to them would probably be something like, why don't you work on developing, your skill, your craft.
There we go.
And let's maybe look at what discipline looks like. Ooh. You know what I mean? How about we work on that? How about we work? Because being on the big stage too, like, you can, again, if you have like great skill, obviously, like the Bible says your gifts, it will make room for you. They'll put you before great men. Sure. But is that enough? You know what I mean? Like, you can be the greatest singer, greatest musician, but if you have no discipline, if you don't know how to be professional, if you don't know how to maybe shut your mouth, show up on time, like if you don't know how to even respect authority, like just those different types of things, like I don't know that the big stage is really for you. Yeah. Let alone any stage.
so development and discipline would be your answer to that question.
Absolutely. And maybe just to add to that, like maybe just really seek the Lord about like if that's for you or not. And I'm not trying to be like super duper churchy or nothing like that, but no, seriously, like why not acknowledge Him? Yeah. in all your ways, and maybe He'll direct that path. Yeah. So, like, there's. The big stage is just not for everybody, bro. Right. But to get there, like, again, I don't see it as wrong to aspire to be there, but just know what you're asking for.
Yeah. So. Yeah. And I think that's great for individuals to hear.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with the big stage.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with aspiring to be at whatever you feel is the top of your craft.
Yeah.
We all want to be the best.
Yeah, absolutely.
All of us that are healthy.
Yeah, right.
You want to be the best. But there's so much that comes with being the best or being sought upon to be in front of great men or in large crowds and levels of influence. And the more disciplined you are, the more developed, the stronger your foundation is.
Absolutely.
The better you will be able to maximize the opportunity.
Yeah.
Every day you don't get a call is another day that you can
Keep
work
working on yourself.
keep working on yourself.
Build yourself. Yeah. Man.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. I'm gonna try to get through this, man. This is some good stuff, bro. All right. Character and professionalism versus solely having skill. What are you picking? I know it can vary, but I need you to. I got an award show that I'm doing. I just signed the check over to you. We signed the contract. You need a 5-piece band. Who are you picking? Are you picking the ones that you know has a skill and that can play circles around everybody? Or are you picking professionalism and character?
I'm going with professionalism and character.
You heard it from the horse's mouth.
100%. It's weird because as I work with younger musicians, even now, man, I would rather have somebody who is not the greatest at their skill, but they have the right character, the right attitude, I would rather work with them. And of course, if they have like a teachable spirit, I'd rather work with that person rather than somebody who has.
You heard it there first. You heard it there first. I've been blessed to be in the position over maybe the past 4 or 5 years where I'm able to, hire people and set up bands and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing that to be more and more true now myself is the ones on my phone that can play, but I don't know if they're going to make it.
Right. People going to know you by your reputation, bro.
Yeah. So you heard it here first. And that goes back into development and discipline.
Discipline. Yes, sir.
All right. So the last one I got for you is what I feel is the most important thing, the most valuable thing.
Okay.
What is the key, in your opinion, to maintaining a good reputation?
I think it's about, for me, from my experience, it's first of all, I'm not the perfect person. I got flaws.
None of us
I have issues, as everyone does. But I would like to think that my reputation is okay out there.
Let's go back to the intro.
Oh man.
Let's go back to the intro. Yeah.
I think it's about surrounding yourself with the right people. Mm-hmm. And for me, my personal conviction is really, walking with the Lord. I know that's the churchy answer, but I'm serious about it, man.
Yeah.
It's important to me to help to develop who I am as a man, bro. I don't want, I want it to be what you see is what you get. So who I am on the stage is who I am behind closed doors as well. And it's a matter of me surrounding myself, with the right people. Folks that are gonna, put me in check, when I need it. Not always having the yes person, but I just, I don't know, man.
That's big.
I strive to be a man of integrity, and I think that really helps to carry one's reputation.
Yeah.
Man,
I just I had a conversation with one of the influential men in my life, and he told me, you look in the mirror every day, that is the biggest fight you're ever gonna have.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And if you win the fight with that thing, every day you're on the right track. So that goes along with what you're saying.
Yes.
Integrity and being able to look at yourself in the mirror and know that you're conquering the real stuff,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
the real stuff, and then everything else kind of coincides and follows, because we don't know what tomorrow holds anyways.
Absolutely.
All we can do is the best with what we have today.
Yeah.
Man, this was such valuable information. You are the ideal individual to sit down and talk to. I really do feel like this was ordained.
Yeah, yeah.
And everybody knows me. I'm not super churchy or anything like that.
Man.
But I know God had His hand in this, man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Much love and appreciation for the relationship.
Same, bro.
All you've sown, and despite what you seen when I was 11 years old, or whatever it was, that oversized suit.
It has shaped you into who you are today, bro. It's all right.
Yeah, I think I was mad that day too, because my mom had made me play or something like that. It was something weird. Anyway.
If one of the buddies was here, you talk about.
My God!
Haircut.
Yeah. Anyways.
Oh man, I'll leave that alone.
On that note, man, much love and appreciation. The Mr. George Johnson,
Appreciate
Jorge
you,
the
bro.
Great. Appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.
This is great information. This has been another brand showcase. George Johnson, we appreciate you. If you got any value out of this, please like and share. If you didn't get any value out of it, dislike it. We're completely fine with it. But if you know someone that is in the music industry, whether it's gospel, contemporary, secular, I think this is helpful information. All right? Next time.
Oh Lord, my God, when I in awesome wonder consider all the worlds thy hands have made, I see the stars, I hear the rolling thunder, thy power throughout the universe displayed. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. Oh, how great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. Yeah, how great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. Oh, how great thou art, how great thou art, how great thou art.